Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Jeff from Build an Aquarium Workshop. Today you can see we are in my office shooting back this way, seeing my Tanganyika cichlid tank on the my right side, and on the left my reef tank. So welcome back to the channel. This is my 5th episode for this year. I'm taking this a lot more seriously. I really want to build a channel and share my knowledge. I'd love to get to that 1,000 subscribers. If you've been with me, you've seen a lot of my videos. I have done, now I'm doing shorts. I've done 3 shorts. Thanks to you who have watched those. I appreciate that. And if you haven't seen any of those little video shorts, check them out. I'm trying to put out, one a day if I can. I haven't put out today's, but I'm doing this video. So for those of you, this is my introduction. I decided this week, I showcased in the first 4 videos, real quick, sorry. I showcased each tank, I have 4 tanks, I showcased them all. And now I wanted to do a new introduction video to replace my old video from a few years ago. I had another channel then, I was really focused on that channel, so I didn't do as much as I would have loved to do with this channel. But now I'm totally devoted to tropical fish hobby, this channel, and I can't wait to share my knowledge. Okay, so for those of you who are new or you've been with me, why do I do this? What is my goal? What can I do for you, right? Those of you who are tropical fish hobbyists or thinking about getting into the hobby, what can I do for you? There's a ton of videos out there and YouTubers in every category, and this category is no exception. But I'll tell you this right now, this channel is going to be geared to the new hobbyist, okay, the beginner hobbyist, especially those who are thinking about getting into the hobby, and those who have been in the hobby, but maybe you've only had fresh water, or you've only had salt water, or you've only had fish and things like that, and you want to learn. I do it all, okay, and I want to give you 2 reasons today why you'd want to tune in and watch my channel, and hopefully like and subscribe, of course. And well, the reason is this, okay? Number 1, I've been in the hobby since 1975. That was the first time. I got a couple of 15-gallon aquariums from Sears, and I remember the filters were the hang-on, maxi flows with the clip-on heaters. Had 1 tropical fish tank and 1 goldfish tank, and I shared that with my siblings, and yeah, still remember it like it was yesterday, and ever since then I was hooked, and I've been a hobbyist. There have been times where I have been in and out of the hobby, but mostly in the hobby. Freshwater, saltwater, brackish water, pond. I worked for several stores. I worked at least 10 years in the pet industry. So for those of you who work in there, I feel for you because I've been there. I even used to manage 2 of the big companies. The 2 big companies you can think of, I have managed for them. Store manager, merchandising manager, livestock manager. I did aquarium maintenance, both for stores, independent stores. I had outside clients as well. I have done, let's see, I was part of the Raleigh Aquarium Society. Shout out to the Raleigh Aquarium Society. I miss you guys. I can't wait to go back and do one of those. I did at least 6 years of auctions for them. And I also went on a fish collecting trip with a couple of PhDs. And when I would do their conventions, they would have big speakers, and I've met some of those people as well, which is awesome. Okay, so the other 2 is I was really into breeding fish a lot, and I used to sell to the stores. I sold both East Coast, West Coast, because I've lived in 4 different states, and I really enjoyed breeding, especially cichlids, but I also would breed non-cichlids as well, including even some catfish. So, I have done a lot. Now, is it all, I am an amateur hobbyist, is it all experience? No. Well, a lot of it is, right? Most people, I think YouTubers, a lot of it is experience. Do we get a chance to listen to the PhD? So this is what I want to tell you about is, so I brought in, pre-internet, but even when the internet was around, so a lot of my information, besides experience, firsthand is great, is coming from, a lot of magazines that, of course, are amateur hobbyists, but a lot of times there's PhDs involved. So a lot of you probably remember these magazines that you could get. One of my favorites, of course, was Tropical Fish Hobbyist, right? I've got quite the collection of these. Such great articles, and if you're into the more modern, in the last few years, you've probably seen these at your tropical fish stores or online. Book smarts, PhD smarts, learning, reading from that, as well as your hobbyist experience, will really add. Okay, for Tanganikans, you probably remember this book, Tanganikan Secrets. Ad Konings, I've met him. I had a nice signature from him as well from one of the conventions for a long time ago. But you probably remember the John Tulloch book of the late 90s, right? John Tulloch, sorry, the glare is bad in here. And A Practical Guide to Corals. Okay, so I got a lot more books. And of course, the encyclopedias by Herb Axelrod, I love those. Have many of those. And other books and magazines. So, that's another reason, okay? So as a hobbyist, we learn a lot from our own experience, but other hobbyists' experience, especially in these books and magazines, but also getting the PhD point of view is great, okay? That adds to the complete package, the complete experience, especially in the day of the internet, and you get a lot of false information. A lot of times hobbyists will, look at something and they think this is what's going on, but they don't really know what's going on because, they're not a taxonomist or an ichthyologist, and so they don't really have the discipline to be able to go, oh, this is what's really going on. And so that can happen, and that's okay. So I'm not saying I know everything. I don't, there's a lot to learn. This hobby is constantly growing, and it's amazing how we can, still pull new fish out of the lake, in the oceans and things, and you're like, whoa, and find out more information. But a lot of the information has stayed the same, of course. These fish have been around for a really long time. So it's just a matter of us. And, a lot of them you'll see have been found. They were found in the late 1800s. So it's been a long time. So, we've had a lot of information from PhDs over the decades, over 100 years, to know about these fish. Okay, so experience, so I'm going to give you my experience, okay, my knowledge of the hobby. Number 2, layman's terms. There's nothing worse than, and again, I have no problem with hobbyists who want to talk in the big terms. If you're a PhD, it makes sense. But if you want to talk terminology, I'm going to put everything in layman's terms so that you can understand. So the beginner hobbyists, those who are getting into the hobby, you want the experience, you want the tropical fish, you want the beautiful tank, right? That's what you want. You're not here to talk about dentition and words like conspecifics, and all of a sudden you're talking substrate and nitrite and nitrate and a concentration of hydrogen ions, and there is the science side, of course, to the hobby. Even just the water alone, and a lot of biological life. But my focus is on layman's terms, so that you can enjoy the fish, the corals, the plants, the invertebrates. And really, I'm not here to focus on, counting spines and dentition and things like that. That's for the PhDs. If you want to know about that, that's great. That's awesome. But that's not what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on setting up aquariums, maintaining aquariums, animal husbandry, compatibility. Talk about the certain organisms, the fish and the invertebrates and things like that, the corals, and so that's what I'm all about, okay? But in layman's terms, all right. And the last thing, I should say, there are probably 3 things. The third reason why you want to tune into my channel, and I'm not here, I mentioned in a previous video, I'm not here to selling anything, okay? I'm not here to go, hey, by the way, I got the latest protein skimmer for you, and the latest, product for you that, is a game changer. Because, and I'm not saying those products don't work. I'm sure they do. But the question is, do you need it? So I am a minimalist. I am a low budget. Okay. So maybe reason 3 or 4 here, I've lost track, to tune into my channel is I can show you how I do things without spending a lot of money. There's already a lot of money spent. And, especially when you're buying new, okay, and all this equipment. What do you really need, and what can you get by with? Do you have to have top of the line? No, I've never had top of the line. I don't need top of the line. I do prefer to buy new, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with used equipment. Depends what it is, I don't like buying an expensive submersible heater for cheap and then it goes out on me in a month or two. That I don't want. So that I'm not going to skimp on because there's life in here, and I don't want to come home one day and they're either boiled or they're freezing, you know. So certain things I buy brand new, okay? And so, all right, so there you go. That's this week's surprise episode is, you know, why you'd want to like and subscribe to Build an Aquarium Workshop. And I hope you tune in. And I don't know yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for next week's video, but I'm going to make it interesting, okay? We're going to make it fun, and of course, we're going to make it simple and not too convoluted, not too hard for those of anybody to understand. And we're just going to enjoy the hobby together. Okay, so happy fish keeping to everybody out there. No matter what kind of fish you keep, saltwater, freshwater, pond, it doesn't matter. I love it all, okay? And don't forget, like the video, please. And let's build the channel. Help me by subscribing. And we'll see you in that next video. We'll actually see you in my video shorts. I'm trying to do one a day. I'm going to come up with one today to do for you so you can see my tanks on a more daily basis. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.